they both ask me,
Are you gonna show up? You sure?
what you mean? What you know that I don't know?
Yeah, I don't know why she said it was a cat. Yeah, that's a rat.
Are you telling me this job got a pet roach?
Back it up, I put on a show, I be acting up. If he ain't got no bread, I'm packing up. I need a rich nigga with a bankroll just so I can add it up. Say ho, my nigga got him an a-hole. He gon' listen and do what I say so. He know I'm only after the.
Hi, I'm Tassie and welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome home. And if you're a new subscriber, make yourself at home by clicking that subscribe button. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know what's up. You already know what we about to talk about. But for those that don't know, which is why you're here, today I'm going to be telling you about how I walked out on this job in the middle of my shift. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Now, this story time is late. It's very late. I was supposed to get y'all this before Halloween even came. Now we in November, so I'm sorry about that. But y'all, October was just like a crazy month for me. I don't know what was in the air. I don't know if we was going through retrograde. I don't know what was going on. But it was just a lot. It was too much going on, child. So it was a lot of things that I did not get a chance to do, but it's okay. But we gonna talk about this now, because we gotta talk about this. We gotta get this out the way. So let me just jump straight into it. First and foremost, y'all know that I quit my job working at Sunglass Hut back in late July. So like I think July 30th, technically July 29th was my last day, but I was supposed to quit like July 30th. They just let me out a day earlier. So I already quit back in July. And you know that I'm in the process of trying to become a notary public. Like I'm just trying to like do a whole different job pattern right now. I'm still in the process of doing that because right now your girl ain't got her license. Yes, I've had a car for like 2 years. I ain't got my license. Be quiet. But nonetheless, I need my license in order to like really go through with the job because, you know, I got to link up with other people and get them to sign papers and stuff like that. Like it's a lot that go into it. Well, not really. But yeah, like I'm just taking my sweet time right now because I still need my license. So I'm still gonna do that. Eventually, I'm still gonna get into that. But the thing is that I'm used to having a consistent flow of income. Now I do have a savings, but the thing about that savings is that savings is supposed to go to bigger things, number one. Number two, Christmas is coming up and I didn't want to touch that because I wanted everybody to get what they want for Christmas. So I was thinking in the back of my head, like, let me just get a seasonal position. And then when it's time for me to pop off and be a notary and when I get my income tax, hello, everything gonna fall into plan, everything gonna go good. Okay, cool. So keep in mind, I applied for various different jobs, various different jobs. And one of the jobs that I applied for, it was to a company that I used to work for back in, what was that, 2019? I'm not gonna say the name of this company because I'm not trying to get no type of defamation of character lawsuits. I'm not trying to get no type of lawsuit whatsoever. So I'm gonna just play it safe and I'm gonna just be nice. But if y'all know what it is, that's not my fault. That is not my fault and I'm not gonna control that. So let's call this company All Star. We gonna call it All Star. I used to work for All Star back in 2019 and my mom used to work for them too. So I already know how this company get down. I wasn't expecting, you know, spick and span, professionalism, none of that. I already knew what I was getting into. So when I had seen that they had a few job positions open and it was like one of them was like a money room attendant and then one of them was the uniform factory, I applied to both of those and I'm just like, okay, let's just get it out the way and let's just see what they talking about. So this is like low-key the first red flag. Like this is the actual red flag, but for some reason I didn't peep it. I don't know why, but this is really the first red flag. So tell me why All Star found my application and it was to the uniform factory, right? So the uniform factory calls me twice. One time my phone was actually sitting directly next to me while I was in bed. The way I missed both of the calls, I missed both calls. And at one point in time, my phone was sitting directly next to me. Let's also talk about the fact that when they first called, I had called back and it was hard to get in touch with them because they got like this machine and a system and just a whole lot of. So I'm just like, I'm gonna call them when I actually got time because I'm not in the mood right now. So that already was a red flag that I missed 2 calls. But let's talk about when I actually got in contact with somebody. I call this the actual red flag because that's when I started having a gut feeling and my intuition started kicking off. So when I finally got in contact with somebody, it was directly after they had called and I missed it again. I missed it again. So I called them directly after they called me. I finally get in touch with someone and I answer the phone saying, "Hi, can I speak to so-and-so?" I'm referring to the lady that called me because she left me a message, right? So I asked for so-and-so. She answers and she says,
"This is she."
So then I respond and I say, "Hi, this is Tatiana." I say my whole name. "Hi, this is Tatiana." You know, this girl hit me back with the,
"Okay."
"Okay? What do you mean? Oh, like, huh?" Like, if anything, it could have been, "How may I help you? Hi, what can I do for you today?" I mean, like, it could have been any of that. You just straight up,
"Okay."
And it was in that tone too, y'all. I'm not tripping. She literally,
"Okay."
"Girl, what?" So I'm sitting there kind of froze for a second because I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So she responds back and she's just like,
"Do you want to schedule an interview or?"
Again, y'all, I'm not over exaggerating the attitude. I'm not over exaggerating how this lady talked to me. This is literally how she spoke to me. And I'm just like, yes, please. So she responds back and she's like,
"Okay, you can come in tomorrow at so-and-so a time."
"What? Tomorrow? Girl, pump the brakes." And again, red flag, red flag, because why you want a job so soon? I mean, I feel like if you really press for money, that's like ideal, but why are you trying to schedule me the next day, as in 24 hours later from when we are speaking? Why not just say like, "Oh, this Friday," or something? Like, what are you doing? So as soon as she says that, I respond back and I'm just like, "Do you have any openings for next week maybe?" And she's like,
"Oh yeah, you can come in on Monday at 9 a.m.
And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I have an interview Monday at 9 a.m. So Monday comes and I come in for this interview at 9 a.m. I buzz myself in, tell them I'm here for an interview, whatever. I go and I sit in the lobby. And let me tell you another red flag that I seen. So in this lobby, they have the women's bathroom and it's like a singular use bathroom. It's not like multiple stalls. This bathroom is in the lobby where you would wait until you go back to somebody else's office. I should have took a picture of that before I left because I like to have my receipts. I like to have proof and I need y'all to know that I'm being serious. On this bathroom door, there was a sign that was made out of paper. I'm talking about paper. Like it was made out of paper. And it said employees can only use this bathroom during their lunch breaks. And then had the timestamps of everybody's lunch break and was like, "You can only use this bathroom during your lunch break. No, you may not leave earlier than your lunch break to come use this bathroom." And here's the thing, because let's be real, there are certain people that slack off and they love using the bathroom as a place to just go and do what they want to do. So to some degree, I do understand, like, yeah, you can't use the bathroom until so-and-so amount of time or unless you're on break because we don't want you doing yada, 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 yada. Okay, I get that. But the fact that you deliberately said that they cannot use the bathroom until their lunch break, and then proceed to say that there will be disciplinary consequences if they are caught using this bathroom. Mind you, everyone in this factory is an adult. I don't know exactly what age you have to be to work there, but the youngest person I seen was like around my age. I want to say at least 21, at least. These are grown ass people, grown women. And you're telling them they can't use the bathroom, this specific bathroom, until their lunch break. Now, given when you're on the factory floor, there actually is a bathroom with multiple stalls and stuff, but I don't know, like the concept of a grown person telling another grown person that they're not allowed to use the bathroom, it didn't make sense to me. It just didn't make sense to me. So that's another red flag, but we're gonna keep going with the story because it gets worse. So here I am, 9 a.m. Monday morning. I'm sitting in this lobby and the HR lady comes out, and we're just going to refer to her as HR lady for the rest of the story time. So HR lady comes out and she says,
"Hi, were you here for an interview?"
And I said, "Oh yes, I spoke to so-and-so." Tell me why this lady, HR lady, she tells me,
"Oh, okay, and she told you to come in today, right?"
I say yes. She says,
"Okay, that's funny because I'm just a little confused because she didn't let me know that there was even an interview scheduled today."
"What?" And she goes on to just keep talking, and she's like,
yeah, usually they'll leave like papers. They'll leave the papers on my desk and let me know.
And then she goes as far as to say like she herself cannot give me an interview, which, okay, cool, I kind of get that. But the person that was supposed to give me an interview is on vacation for the rest of the week. What? And then so-and-so, who I spoke to on the phone, she don't even come into work until like an hour and a half later than when I came in. Like, what? Huh? Bro, again, I don't expect much from this company because I've worked for them already. I've worked for them before. I know that they're very unorganized and sometimes they're unprofessional. But at least when I used to work for y'all at least lied. Y'all at least lied and tried to play it off like you knew what you was doing. The fact that we just going in and we already just like messing up, like I'm at the interview stage and you messing up, girl, you need help. You seriously need help. This is ridiculous. So HR lady says she's gonna try and find somebody to interview me, anybody that's available, and she ends up introducing me to this man named Mr. Dallas. That's what we're gonna call him. That's not his real name, so don't go looking for nobody. But for real, she ends up calling Mr. Dallas, and let me just say, like, Mr. Dallas, he definitely did his best, but it is clear that this man has never given an interview. This was no type of interview. This interview consisted of him taking me on the factory floor and giving me a semi-tour. Let me tell you why this tour was semi. So when we go on the factory floor, he gives me a little bit of like what's going on in the very front of the factory. And he asked me, as we're like walking through, he asked me, is there any hours that I was particular about that I particularly wanted? Keep in mind that when I applied for this job and when I applied for the other job with the same company, the hours were not clearly stated on the application. There was no hours stated on this application whatsoever. And like I said, used to work for this company before. And when I worked for this company, I was considered a full-time employee, but the full-time employees that we had, we did an average of like, well, our hours were never actually set, but basically I used to do catering, right? And during setup times, we would have to be in there by like 10 a.m. to 4. But then if you did an event, the event could go on for how long the event is going on. And then because I worked at a sports stadium, we would have to be all hands on deck during the games, which were every other Sunday. So your hours were always going to vary. There was no real set hours, but I didn't work every single day when I was working for them, but I was still considered a full-time employee. So I don't know what y'all do here. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if y'all got the same policies or what. And then not only that, like I said, it was never on the application. So when he asked me this question, I tell him like, oh, I'm not really sure. Like, do you guys have part-time? Automatically, I kid you not, automatically this man cuts me off. Arms folded. He's like,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. We do not have part-time. We have full-time. It's 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and you have the option of 6 a.m. to 3.
And y'all, the way this man was looking at me, the way he was just looking at me and like he was expecting me to walk out the door right then and there. And I'm just sitting there like, and I had to tell him, like, I don't mind full time. I don't mind. I was just asking. And then he unfolds his arms and go back to normal. And I'm just sitting there like, not you was offended because I asked you if you had part time? Damn. Like, it's never that serious. But he's just like, oh yeah, which hours would you prefer? Would you want the 6 a.m. or do you want the 9 a.m.? And I tell him, like, I don't mind working the 9 to 5 because I know for a fact I'm not waking up by 6 a.m. Like, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. But he lets me know, like, oh, yeah, 9 to 5, I'm going to show you where those shifts are. So apparently, according to Mr. Dallas, the only shifts that are available for the 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. was the bulk fold station. So bulk fold is in the name. You're literally just folding clothes. To do that from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m., okay, easy money. You feel me? Like, I'm like, okay, that's perfectly fine. So he shows me the bulk fold station. But let me tell you something. As we were touring this factory, when I tell you everybody looked miserable, I'm not joking. It wasn't no like, oh, it's just early in the morning, ain't nobody in the mood. I'm talking about everybody just look done. They look like they hate their life. That's exactly what they look like. So I peeped that, okay? So then we leave the factory. We weren't even done touring the factory. He just showed me the bulk fold department, and then we went back upstairs and went to an office. So as we're sitting down in the office, he's just like basically telling me a little bit about the job and then asked me if I have any questions. As we are speaking, HR lady comes in the room and she says,
Oh, sorry, I just want to make this process shorter. Do you have your ID and your social security?
and I said, oh yeah, and I gave it to her. Again, I already know this place is ghetto. This place is unorganized. I'm not surprised that I got hired on the spot. I'm not. That's what I was banking on when I applied for the job, because this company always need employees. I'm just being honest. It's the truth. They always need people. And you gonna see why. So as he's talking to me, he asked me if I have any questions. I asked a few little questions that I had, and then I was pretty much out the door. She gave me back my ID. She gave me back my social security. I kid y'all not, when I left, bubble guts. And it wasn't like I was sick to my stomach. It wasn't like I had the doo-doo. It was like bubble guts. I should never, ever respond to a call if they call me back and say that they want to hire me. That was the gut feeling that I was having. So I'm in the process of texting my mom, trying to tell her like, hey, we're done with the interview. I'm on my way home, but I'm unsure about the job, yada, yada, yada. And I come to see that my phone was cut off. I did not pay my bill. And at this time, like I said, I have a savings, but I didn't want to touch it. So I didn't have any money to even pay my phone bill. So even though I was having a gut feeling about that job, my dumbass took that as a sign and was like, I need this job, apparently. Like, clearly I need this job because my phone is turned off. And let's also talk about another sign that I just completely ignored, y'all. I'm stupid at this point. Tell me why, literally the day after I went to this interview, I got sick. Now, don't worry, it wasn't COVID, it wasn't nothing serious. I just got a little bit sick. It was possibly like, I don't even want to say it was a flu, but pretty much me and my whole family, we kind of was feeling ill. So that low-key was a sign within itself, because I've been healthy and happy this whole entire time. Why now you want to get me sick? And I was sick for like a good, 3-4 days? So yeah, issue. And the background check that they had told me about during the little interview, they said it was probably gonna like come in a few days, like something like that. Baby, they sent that to me as soon as I got home. I'm talking about, I came in the house, held my baby brother, and was talking to my mama about the interview. Email. Again, they always need employees. Always. So eventually I get my phone bill paid and I fill out the job application. So eventually I get my phone bill paid and I do the background check, and then as soon as I paid my phone bill, they called me, let me know, hey, you have the job, yada, yada, yada. Now, it's HR lady. HR lady is basically giving me a little bit of a rundown on how the day's gonna go and the paperwork that I'm gonna have to do and all that other stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. So one of the main things that I can point out from our conversation is that I had asked if they had like cubbies or lockers or whatever, because I'm just thinking about when it get really cold outside and snow starts to fall on the ground, where am I gonna put my shoes? Because I'm not gonna wear my Uggs and my snow boots as working shoes, and I'm gonna be on my feet all this time. So she lets it be known that they have lockers, but it's not enough for everybody that works in the factory. Why? Like, I don't even understand that. But okay, we move past the lockers. But then we're also talking, and she lets me know that this particular job, they also don't allow phones, like cell phones, on the floor, and you're not allowed to wear earbuds while you're working. I ain't gonna lie, that within itself kind of made me like, because if I'm gonna be folding clothes for 8 hours, I'm just supposed to just sit there. Cool. All right, I'll try to make that work. So this one is going to give me multiple red flags and I still ignored them. So here comes my first day. We did a whole lot of paperwork. as usual. That was the bulk of like majority of the day. And then by like, I want to say 11:30, 12, something around that time, they let me take a lunch. So I go into the break room and I eat lunch, and I'm apparently eating lunch with like the rest of the people that already work there. They're the ones that come in at 6 a.m. So I'm just eating my lunch, watching a little TV or whatever, but I peep something, right? I peep it. And y'all gonna think that I am absolutely positively psychotic for this being a red flag. As I'm eating my lunch, mind you, I had sushi, so I wasn't really tripping, but I'm looking around the room, right? And I'm peeping. They don't have no plastic silverware. Why not? They don't have no paper plates, and the thing that they have for the napkins, it's like a paper towel roll that you would put in the bathroom. Oh, and that was another thing too. They didn't even have coffee. Every job that I've ever worked at, they've had a coffee machine, even if it was for decoration. And knowing me, I wasn't gonna drink that coffee, no way. But that was even a red flag. Like, y'all really don't care about y'all people. Cause you got people that's coming in as early as 6 a.m. and you don't have any coffee. Baby, they sell coffee at Staples. You can't go to Staples and get no coffee? And then it's the fact that like when I was going to do my paperwork for my first day, everybody in their office had a Keurig. They own special Keurig. Why your employees ain't got no coffee? No. Now, this may sound stupid to other people, but for me, red flag. Big red flag. And I'm gonna tell you why it's a red flag. Because why on earth do you not have these things in your break room? I've worked at places as ratchet as Rainbow, and Rainbow has had a whole mini fridge with different little condiments and stuff in it. We had paper plates, you know? Then I'm thinking to myself, like, even if it wasn't something that was consistently supplied, y'all ain't never had a pizza party? Y'all ain't, like, this ain't never, that's suspicious, because that right there tells me that you don't really like your employees. Like, you don't really care about their well-being. And I know it sounds very dramatic, it sounds very stupid, but I'm telling you, that's what that was giving me. Because how do you not have those things in your break room? Then it's the fact that, once again, I've worked for this company before. I know that y'all have partnership or a deal or whatever it's called. I know y'all are affiliated with Cisco. Baby, it's in the budget. It's in the budget. You have that. You have access to that. I know you do. So the fact that you really playing in my face right now, red flag. Big red flag. So another red flag. I come back from lunch break and I go into another little office space, and that's where I'm going to do my training video. So HR lady goes to the computer, sets up the training video. And as I'm sitting there waiting for the training video, I look over to this wall that's by this heater, and I'm looking really hard at this little thing that's on the floor, and I'm like, is that a roach? And keep in mind, it's big, right? It's big. I want to say it's about the size of this. It's about the size of this, and it's sitting on the floor. But here's my thing. Since it's that big, I'm thinking it's a prop. It's one of them prank roaches. So I'm not tripping. Okay, cool. I go to sit down and do my training videos, and I'm now looking at this particular whatever it is on the floor, and I'm looking at it. And from a different angle, it's like completely flat. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, that's one of them prop roaches. Okay, I'm gonna ignore it. And I do my training video. Keep this in the back of your pocket because this is going to be relevant later on. So for the rest of the day, I go to my designated station and they basically show me how to like fold the different stuff. Because they have a way that they fold their clothes and all the other things that they supply. So they show me how to do that. I'm doing that for the rest of the day. I want to say I came in there 12:30. So from like 12:30 all the way until 5:30, I was working. Okay, no problem. Okay, cool. We get to the end of the shift. It's time for all of us to go home, clock out, you know, all that other good stuff. And the two leads that I have, one is male, one is female. They both ask me,
So how you like it so far?
I said, oh, it's okay. She said,
So you gonna show up tomorrow?
and I'm just thinking in my head like, well, yeah, we work Monday through Friday, don't we? They both individually at different times asked me,
Are you gonna show up tomorrow?
and it was really like that. It was like,
Are you gonna show up? You sure?
Because what you mean? What you mean? What you know that I don't know? And I can tell they've been here for a while. They've been here for some years. What you know that I don't know? Now I'm nervous. Let's also talk about this, because how did I forget that this was what happened? While I'm working, I'm listening to how they're talking to each other over the intercom, like the higher ups to the people that's working on the floor. Honey, you would have thought they personally know each other and they was cool with each other the way that they was talking to each other. And it wasn't playful. It was just straight up like low-key being reckless. And I'm just like, okay. Okay, cool. I guess. That's a little odd, but all right. So this is like day 2 or 3 of my job, and I'm pretty much coasting, everything going good. I'll say like this job definitely caused me bodily pain. It was long for no reason. Like literally the job itself is not hard. So I'm just like, why do we have to do this for 8 hours? This is so stupid. So this probably isn't even important. Y'all probably don't even care, but I just want to give a little bit more details and context so that y'all fully understand what I'm talking about. So when we would come in, it would be like this tiny whiteboard that would have like all the stuff that we need to do for that day. And that was mostly like the job of the leads. So like we never really paid attention to the board. We would just come in and we would just do what we supposed to do. Like we would just start doing the job. So no biggie. But we would have that whiteboard. And it'll be something like we need to do the scrubs, we need towels and wash rags, and we need aprons. And the aprons were the ones that always had a bunch of stuff to do. Like you always were folding aprons. But keep in mind, there's like 6 people that work on my team. With me being new, I'm already aware that I'm not moving as fast as other people. But the whole entire time that I was working there was literally 3 times where we completed everything that we needed for the day damn near like a little bit after lunch. So by 2 o'clock, we would be done with everything that we needed to do. After that, we would just be doing busy work. Like I'm all for getting a head start on what's to come tomorrow. But when I tell you like, it would be stuff that wasn't due until next week. We pretty much then did everything that we needed to do for the week by like Tuesday or Wednesday. And we're off on the weekends. So we're getting everything that we need done for the week and the week after that within 2 days before 2 o'clock. Why am I here? You get what I'm saying? So it's just like we literally did not need to be there from 9 a.m. to 5:30. And even putting it to 5:30, like y'all were just being petty with the time because you definitely could have let me off at 5. Like this is so stupid. But you know, I'm cool. I'm cool for the most part. I'm like, yeah, this is easy money, whatever. Yeah, my back hurt, my feet hurt, my arms hurt, everything else hurt. But we cool. Okay, cool. Let's just get on with it. By this point, I'm also noticing how very strict they are on time because they do not play with a clock in, clock out system. They do not play when it comes to the breaks that we take. You cannot be a minute late or else they're going to try to pull you into the office. And I'm just sitting there like, girl, this is life. It's never that serious. But anyways, 2nd or 3rd day, I see both of my leads, they together. And they stomping on the floor for some reason. I'm over here at my station, folding. And I look up, they stomping. And I'm like, what y'all stomping for? What y'all doing? I wasn't sure what they was doing. I thought they was fixing like a cart or something. I don't know. But come to find out, they stomping out a roach. I'm like, oh, okay. Ew, you know? But then they talking about how big it is. And they're chatting. They chatting it up about roaches. And you know these people are sitting here talking casually, talking about some,
Yeah, this job stay with roaches. And then like, why they gotta be flying roaches?
Bitch, I know you fucking lied. I know you fucking lied.
I'm sorry, what? What did you just say? I know you lying. I know you lying. I know you lying. You gotta be lying. Huh? What? As in the roaches that be in the trees down south that fly. Those are fly. What? Oh, it gets worse, y'all. It get worse because tell me why they still chatting like it's casual. They like,
yeah, you know that super duper big one that be chilling by the ironing board? Yeah, he always be over there. I don't know what he be eating over there, like the lint or something, but he huge and he just be chilling.
Are you telling me this job got a pet roach? Y'all have a pet flying roach? Is that what you're telling me right now? Are you serious? Like, I low-key want to cry right now. Like, I'm not even bullshitting. I am disturbed very much. So let's move on for the roaches, and let's talk about how one day I'm working and we go on our second break of the day. And when we come back, I'm at my station, minding my business, folding my clothes, and this lady who, like, I think she's custodian for the most part, she comes in and she says,
Hey, y'all seen that cat?
and we like, cat? What are you talking about? And she's like,
Yeah, it was a cat that came in here. Like, I remember I was closing the door and I seen the cat come in. All I seen was his tail though, but I seen the cat come in here.
and we just like, nah, we ain't seen no cat. Yeah, we ain't see that, but that's cool, yada, yada, yada. And she described the tail and she's like, yeah, it was fuzzy. It was like a gray cat, whatever. Okay, cool, whatever. It's a cat somewhere in here. I'm not afraid of cats, but I know certain people that are. But I'm like, all right, cool. It's just a cat in here. No big deal. All right, moving on. So then the male lead, he goes to like the back of the factory and then he comes back to us and he talks to the female lead and he lets the female lead know,
Hey, y'all be careful going to the bathroom. I just seen that rat.
what? And he's like,
Yeah, I don't know why she said it was a cat. Yeah, that's a rat. Like, the tail is fuzzy though, and that's a little weird, but nah, that's a rat. It's just big.
why? And let me tell y'all something. This is the biggest slap in the face of it all. This is the biggest slap in the face. Why are we right across the street from a pest control? So they have this program called Swindle. I ain't never heard of it before, but it's some program called Swindle. So they give me this key card, and Dallas is the one that came and gave it to me. So he gives me this card and shows me how to work the system, like probably 2-3 minutes before we go on our second break. Let me adjust this camera. I don't know what just happened. Okay, so boom. He gives me this card after we go on our second break. I just got this card, y'all. I just got this card. So I thought I clocked back in. Turns out that I didn't. But why she automatically, one of the higher ups, she calls me over the intercom and she's just like,
Tatiana clocked back in on Swindle. Tatiana clocked back in on Swindle.
I just got this card. I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm not saying that I should be put above everybody. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to say. All I'm saying is that you can't even fully calculate that I haven't been on the system because I haven't even registered in the system yet. I literally just got this card and you're already watching my progress? Like I said, I had peeped early on. They're very strict on time and development and but still, y'all, like, why are you acting like that? My God. So that already was just like, okay, now I'm irritated. But then what makes it worse is that, again, I'm new to this job, I'm new to this system. The male lead comes to me and he's asking me like, hey, are you clicking that button? And I'm telling him like, yeah, I'm clicking the button because the button is what keeps your progress, like keeping track of your progress. So when you done with a set, you got to click that button. And he's telling me like,
Oh, well, your number ain't going up, so you got to make sure you clicking that button.
and he's like, I ain't gonna say he was bugging me because I think that was a part of his job, but he keeps telling me like my number's not going up. And I'm like, I just started working here. I'm not gonna move as fast as everybody else. That's number one. Number two, I just got the damn card. Like, my God, y'all not about to keep bugging me. So now it's the day itself, the day I quit. So this is the thing. By this point, I'm so bored with the routine. I'm so done with just everything that this job has to offer, but I'm still keeping it pushing because we get paid weekly. That was one of the benefits. You get paid weekly. So I'm just like, why not? Why not? Just tough it out. Just tough it out. We cool. So by this point, it's day 6. And I'm thinking I'm moving faster than ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm doing good because, let me show y'all. So let's pretend that this mask, this protective face mask is like a rag or a towel or something, right? So you would think that they want you to fold their clothes like this, or like this, like you want it to be neat, you want it to be as tiny as possible. But the way that they fold their stuff, like let's just say this is a towel, this is a rag or something, the way that they ask you to fold their stuff, it's like this. If it do have some strings, you just tuck it like this. And then you just keep doing that. You do that for 8 hours. At this point, I'm done with this job, because for it to be like this is the folding that we're doing for 8 hours. This is so stupid, and I can't listen to my earbuds. So at this point, I am getting irritated with the job, and I'm getting tired. I'm like, I don't want to be here no more. This is irritating me. I already have that feeling in my spirit, but I'm just thinking, new phone, Christmas, new phone, Christmas, new phone, Christmas. That's all I'm worried about right now. So at this point, I'm bored with this job, a little bit irritated, body hurting, knees on fire. Okay, so by this point, I'm just like, you know what, I'm about to sneak and put my earbuds in. And this day I had my hair down. I had like a bob and I had it down, so I just put my little earbuds in and I listened to a podcast. So with me doing this podcast, I'm thinking I'm going, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I'm not moving like lightning, but you know, I'm doing way better, because now I'm experienced with how y'all fold stuff, number one. And number two, I'm blocking out the world. I'm entertained. I'm just going and going and going and going and going. Male lead comes over and he shows me how to fold it faster. And he tells me that if I don't fold them fast enough, they're going to call me in the office. Let me tell you something. I don't have any animosity towards the male lead. I really don't. I'm not mad at him at all. But let me tell you something that I've learned working jobs, okay? If you are working a job and an employee who's on the same playing ground as you is coming to you and telling you about your performance, that's because the higher ups were talking shit about you. Yeah. That's because they were talking shit about you. And in some cases, similar to this, if your higher up happens to be white, they will weaponize every black person that is on their team. They want the black people to be the aggressor. They want the black people to be the ones to tell you, get your act together. They don't want to be the bad guy. This is something that I've learned, okay? This is not my first rodeo. So the fact that you're coming to me and you're telling me that they're going to call me into the office, they've been talking about me. That's exactly what that is. They've been sitting up talking about me. Because why is it that when I started working here, they told me it was no pressure? When you first start working here, we're not going to expect you to move at a rapid pace. We're cool. We're good. That's what you told me. He's telling me I'm still not working fast enough, and I thought I was working faster than what I was before. Why do he feel the need to tell me this if he knows that I'm new? I haven't even completed my first week here. Why am I being tracked so closely? So that's because that's how y'all feel. He don't feel that way. Because the whole entire time I've been working here, he has no problem. He don't care. He's like, okay, she getting it done and she learning fast for a newbie. You said that. That's exactly what the problem is. You've been sitting up talking about me. So when that was brought to my attention, I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm irritated. But let me tell you something. We have monitors. And the monitors for the little swindle thing, it shows you the percentage of stuff that you're doing. So I'm looking at these monitors, right? I'm literally looking at these monitors. And what I picked up from the amount of time that I stayed there, they have shapes that go with your number, with your percentage as well. And these percentages will show up on those shapes. So they have a red sign, which is an octagon in the shape of a stop sign. They have a diamond, and that diamond is yellow. And then they have a green circle. I noticed that red means you're not doing enough. Yellow means you're doing moderate. Green means you're in the clear. You're doing like damn near above what you're supposed to be doing. I looked at these monitors that I was able to see. It was one in the very far distance, and then one that was by my station. And then it was one that I could see that was on the other side where they ironed the clothes or something. I'm looking at these monitors. So you got people that are at 70%. You got people at 80, 90. I even seen one person, they were doing 116%. And all the people that are in these green circles, they close to like 150%, close to 200. So you mean to tell me that like y'all want people to be machines? You don't really care. You just want the work to get done. And that's wild to me. And then y'all, again, the way that you are folding these clothes, these are literally like not intricate designs, nothing. You are literally 1, 2, That's it. That's it. That's not moving fast for y'all. And let's say, like, again, let's say that these are aprons, because we were folding aprons. That was what I was mainly doing. You would have to put these into groups of 20. And in the process of you folding it and getting into groups of 20, you have to check and see if they have any stains. You have to check and see if they have any holes. There was even a point in time where I was folding a bin where majority of it was still kind of damp. It was still kind of wet. They told me to fold that anyways, because they just wanted to meet their numbers. But either way, this is a set of 20 and I'm folding it like this. When it came to the aprons, they didn't even want us to fold it like this. They wanted us to basically have them on top of each other. 20 of them like this. And then you put the strings on the inside and then you fold it. The fact that that's not fast enough for y'all. Doing that is not fast enough. You got people doing 116% and that's still not fast enough. That disturbed me. That disturbed me very much. And it was at that moment I said, I'm not working here. I'm gonna leave. But I tried to talk myself out of it. So when I was done doing my bin of clothes and I decided to go back to the bathroom, I see Mr. Dallas and the male lead walking together.
I told y'all niggas, y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all.
What did I just say? What did I just say? I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not. And as I'm going to the bathroom, Mr. Dallas is asking me like,
Hey, how you feeling? You okay?
and I said, yeah, I'm okay. I go to the bathroom. I gotta pee. I'm taking a piss. I text my mom. I told my mama, like, I think I'm gonna leave at lunch. Because one thing that I do before I make a rash decision or a rash judgment, I always go to one of my parents because they have way more patience than me. I go to them. And if they tell me I ain't wrong, baby, I'm not wrong. If they tell me I can quit, I'm gonna quit. If they tell me I can beat a bitch up, I'm whooping her ass while I'm on the phone with my mama like Camila off of Bad Girls Club.
Someone come down there while you be on the phone. What? Whoop that ass. Whoop it. Whoop that ass. Here. Beat her ass. Whoop that ass, Camila. Let's go on my arm. Whoop that ass and have your auntie Glee come get you.
And I have no regrets about it. None. So when I text my mom, and I've been telling my mama bits and pieces of information as I've been working here, my mama told me from day one she would have quit. The fact that I text my mama and she says, I wouldn't blame you for leaving. Go ahead.
Woo, that'll do it. You don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me.
You ain't got to tell me twice. You really don't. You really don't. So at this point, it's time for lunch. I go on my lunch break. And even as I'm like on my lunch break, I'm like, I shouldn't do that. Cause I'm not the type of person that quit. I'm not the type of person that give up. So I'm just like, girl, you ain't even been here a whole week. Let's try to fix it. Let's try to do it. Okay. Let's try to get it together. You feel me? I opened my lunch and I had made myself some street tacos. The tacos fell apart. I never looked up a bus schedule so fast. I've never looked at a bus schedule so damn fast. I opened my phone, I looked, it was one that was coming in like 5-10 minutes. I said, bet. I was laughing the whole entire time. Them people was probably looking at me like I have lost it. And I kind of did. So I'm packing my stuff up. It's like 2 minutes before we supposed to clock back in and go back to work. I'm going out where the lobby is. One of the things she told me before it was time for us to even like start the job, we have these little buttons and it helps buzz us into the building. It's for security purposes. She said, anytime that you quit, you have to turn this in or else we're going to charge you $10 or $15 because of a security measure, whatever. She said at any given time that you want to quit, this is the most important thing to turn in. I said, okay, cool. I left that key card and that little button key on the little table in the lobby. I walked out that front door and I went to the bus and I went home. Straight like that. Straight like that. And as I was leaving out the building, I blocked their number. Like I was done. Okay? I was completely over it. Because what? Y'all, I didn't even finish eating my lunch. Like, I'm not even finished eating. I just got out of there. Like, I couldn't do it no more. Like, I've never done that before. I'm not opposed to quitting jobs when it's time to leave. But my thing is that I didn't even make it to a week. I didn't even make it to a week. Like, I thought I was gonna be there at least until Christmas, y'all. I left. And I don't feel bad about it at all. So y'all, that is the story of how I walked out on a job. Listen, I'm not gonna say don't work there, because clearly I just wasn't the clientele that they needed. But sweetheart, that was damn near a sweatshop, and I don't have time. I don't have time. You're not gonna do that to me. Like, oh, absolutely not. Then y'all doing little petty things just to assert your authority. I'm not feeling that at all. I'm not feeling that at all. So no, it's a no for me. As of right now, I'm still looking for a little seasonal position because I still want everyone to get what they want for Christmas, even though I know I don't have to. But that's just me. I just want to do that for myself. So thank you guys for being so patient with me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, share if you can. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Your love is all